Okay, I forgot to mention in the first video that when you're working on the bones like this, you're in what's called setup mode. And in setup mode, you have the ability to come in and scale your bones and do different things with them in order to fit them, into your mesh. Okay, so you have the ability to manipulate the bones. Once you switch or transfer to excuse me, animation mode, then you can't manipulate the bones like that. Basically, what you do is animate. So to get to where you need to be, you have to select either the root bone here or the pelvis. Okay, and that'll bring you into this window here. Now, you have some different types of animation layers that you have to add, and you can have multiple animation layers that you blend together. But I'm just going to show you that you can set up a well, you can set up a cat motion layer, which is interesting because it basically puts the character into a walk. Now, it's not the most beautiful walk in the world, but you can go into the cat motion editor and you can change all sorts of things about this walk. And I've seen some really nice walks come out of that, but I'm not going to do that. That's strictly for walking. I will say though that if you need him to move forward, you can tell him to walk on a line, and then he basically, um, walks forward. Okay, but we're not going to do that. So I'm going to delete this animation layer. So now I'm back basically in setup mode, but I'm going to add what's called an abs layer or an absolute animation layer. And this is just a basic layer that you're probably used to in any other program. Normally what I do is I start at 0 and turn on auto key and then go to wherever I want to begin my animation. So if I were doing something where he's doing some knee bends, you can see okay, so that whole thing occurred because I didn't go into animation mode. I added the animation layer, but you have to click on this red button. Okay, now I'm in animation mode. I have auto key on. I'll go to frame 10. So if you notice that keys are not being applied in the timeline, that's because you may not actually have your animation layer turned on. Okay, and then from here, because you have IK on the feet, anytime you move the pelvis, the feet are going to stay, where you put them. Now you can animate the feet, do whatever you need to here. So if I needed him to be like taking a little teeny step there, you can do that in that way. So just remember, in auto key, if you are on frame 0, you basically need to be off of frame 0 in order to create your initial set of keys. Like if I'm turning the head, you'll notice that I get a key at 0, which puts it back in the neutral position, and then I get another key here. Now if I were to go to frame 20 and then turn his head the other way, you'll notice that it's not the original key at 0 is not affecting what's happening between these two keys. So it's only that initial key that might provide some confusion for you as to why it's going back to the neutral position. But that's just the way auto key works. It sets a key at 0. It also sets a key at the first place that you make a change. Okay. So I find this rig really, really easy to work with. You can make it do all sorts of cool things. Now, because I put IK on the hands are staying locked, like in space. So in order to animate the hands, all you have to do is move them, move them down, get them close to the body. When you're rotating, always use the local coordinate system so it's easy to see, how you're turning things and how you're moving things. Anyway, super simple to animate, in my opinion. Okay. So if you get a chance, at least try them out. And you know, you're not limited to the marine. You've got under the cat parent here, you've got a number of different. In fact, this is one that's really interesting. It looks like the biped, but it's basically a cat rig. Okay, so for those that are used to working with bipeds, this might be a place to start, just because it's might seem a little more familiar to you. Now you notice when I drug that out, my list disappeared. All you have to do to get it back is click on this cat parent button again. You'll notice the whole list is back again. All right, and you know, if you're into creating different creatures too, you've got all these different types. You got dragons and horses and different types of dinosaurs. You know, an ape. So, um, you know, I would encourage you to check them out, try it out. It's a really neat system, and it's very, very intuitive, very easy to animate.